With Lamar Jackson listed on the injury report as doubtful for their upcoming game versus the Houston Texans. Yeah, it could be out for a couple weeks. We got to ask on today's episode, are the Ravens in jeopardy of missing the playoffs? We got to keep it real with that. And then there's some rumors around Cleveland after Joe Flacco been, not so good, that Dillon Gabriel could be starting this Sunday for the Cleveland Browns. Y'all know we gonna talk about it, break it all down, but you gotta hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on another daily episode. So if you're tuned in, love talking this football talk, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. See over here, the object is to root for whoever you're going to root for. But for the sake and the love of the game of football, we come in and try to keep it objective about what we seeing and what we hearing around the league. So if you're one of those people that can do that, go ahead and join the NFL Central family. But let's talk about these Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to some of my people I know in Baltimore. That's what they call it, y'all. Don't come for me. That's what they call it. But hey, could the Ravens really be in jeopardy? Could they really be missing the playoffs this season? I don't know. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to count them out just yet, simply because I'm going to show the love to Coach John Harbaugh over there with the Baltimore Ravens, who I believe is a really, really good coach. There's been a lot of criticism surrounding John Harbaugh, especially because when you look at John Harbaugh and you say very successful throughout the regular season, definitely find some struggles throughout the playoffs, definitely has his games and his moments to where John Harbaugh, he might more than likely lose a game after having the lead going into the fourth. Then you can't argue with the facts. Those things are all evident, and we've seen those moments to where the Baltimore Ravens is beating it, which is going crazy on said team, and then the Baltimore Ravens are turning around and then losing the game. But hey, we shall see. I'm going to still believe in Coach Harbaugh, to believe that he can come out here and do the best for the Baltimore Ravens. And I think there is a pathway to where they can get back on the right track. But right now, Baltimore, y'all have a problem. The problem is that in that Kansas City game, Lamar Jackson got hurt with the hamstring, and it has not been announced yet. He's currently listed on the injury report as doubtful, but he could potentially be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we know hamstring injuries require rest. It ain't much you can do for a hamstring, because the worst thing you will do is force Lamar Jackson out there, or he forces himself to go out there and he hurts it worse. Better yet, tear a adductor or a groin muscle off the bone, like we've seen some football players do all just about every season. There's some type of injury with the leg that initially started off as something small. The guys kept working through it, saying they're going to get better, coming out and playing, and ultimately that player now is on IR. And if we want an example, one of the players plays for my Chicago Bears, and Jalen Johnson came back a little early, was good, put in the defensive lineup, and now he's on IR. I'm not saying this is a situation that can happen for Lamar, but if that hamstring injury is something serious, he definitely is going to require time to get better. And on top of the Lamar Jackson, now we don't necessarily know how is it all going to pan out for moving forward for the Baltimore Ravens. We looking at it right now. We looking at Lamar, and we looking at Derrick Henry too, who seemed like he doesn't have his head on straight. And just to add salt in the wound, your defense is atrocious. The Baltimore Ravens defense is atrocious. Like, bro, these games, they not stopping anybody. The Baltimore Ravens defense are not stopping anybody, y'all. The Baltimore Ravens defense is so bad, they gave up 41 points to the Buffalo Bills, beat up on the Cleveland Browns, and then went and faced the Detroit Lions, gave up 38, and then gave up 37 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that is terrible, atrocious for the Baltimore Ravens defense. And to add a little bit more salt into the wound of the Ravens defense, they are down 7 starters. 7 starters. You got Roquan Smith, Cal Van Noy, you got Travis Jones. All those guys are listed as questionable. Out and on IR, Matabike is on IR, and then you have another defensive tackle in Broderick Washington, who's also listed on IR. You got Nate Wiggins, who's questionable. Marlon Humphreys is questionable. Oh my God. And how did we get here? How did we get here? Not the injury part. Them being so bad. How do we get here to where the Baltimore Ravens defense looks like like it's no proper word or term, I believe, that you could just, I believe it's just an empty line right there, and it's a fill in a blank question. The Baltimore Ravens defense looks like and you can place whatever in there. Poop, crap, atrocious, deplorable, sad, disappointing, miserable, and it can go on and on and on. And the crazy thing is that after how so well they played last season, I thought that the Baltimore Ravens defense, after going to get a Mike Green for the pass rush, he was going to be able to help pass rush. He ain't helping the pass rush this season. He ain't helping the pass rush this season, y'all. I don't know why it's not working. Because when I looked at Mike Green coming out of college, I believe he's at Marshall, and he looked like a guy that could be dominant. That's just how he looked coming into the league. But we all know that college is different from the NFL, so you got to see what guys can do in the NFL. Then they picked up a defensive back in Malachi Starks, and I thought he was going to be able to help shore up that pass defense. The pass defense ain't shored up either. So where do they go from here? They got a lot of problems, a lot of things going on in Baltimore. And this is why we always have to look at situations for what they really are. Lamar Jackson last season, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, possibly another MVP before it was given to Josh Allen. And honestly, you had one of the better teams. It was probably you and the Eagles last year, and you couldn't get to the big game. See, in the NFL, it's a lot different from the NBA. In the NBA, guys be like, hey, you LeBron James, you got to go win a championship. Regardless of how the team look, they say that damn near every year. You, Michael Jordan, go win a championship. You, Giannis Antetokounmpo, go back and win the championship. But in the NFL, yes, we say go win the championship, but sometimes a lot of guys get credit just for making it to the big game early in their career. We are at the point to where national media heads are calling Lamar Jackson the James Harden of the NFL. And right now, Lamar Jackson is not giving us much ammo for defense. Not even going to lie to you. He ain't giving us much ammo for defense because he has not been playing well. And Lamar Jackson, and for some strange reason, his body language is horrible. I don't understand why in the beginning of games, he's throwing the helmet on the sideline. And I know that some people are going to say, Bobby, you're nitpicking. I could be. But I think that you as the quarterback, you damn near have to be a cyborg. You have to remain even keel. That is not to say that you can't get excited. That is not to say that you can't get ticked off. But damn, Lamar, after the first drive, bro, it got to be something deeper. And that's affecting his team. That's affecting their performance. That's affecting how Derrick Henry looks like. He don't look like King Henry. He look like John Henry. I'm just saying, bro. He don't look like a football player at certain moments of the game when it really matters. That is not of the character of Derrick Henry. And Lamar Jackson, I don't know what you need to do, my boy. Maybe you got to go get you some. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Maybe you got to go get him some. Maybe you got to go ahead and smoke him some. Maybe you got to just go get a nice massage from a beautiful young lady. Make them get right. Make them feel, keep it professional though. Be a good customer. Let's make sure we clear on that because it is a couple months around here. Just go get you some woosah. Go have you a spa day, my boy. You got to get something to let out some of that energy. I don't know. You gotta let out. We got to find Lamar Jackson some way to somehow to let off some steam, y'all. He tweaking. He is tripping. And it's not doing him any justice, and it's not doing his team any justice. But we do have a pathway, y'all. The saving grace could be the schedule that the Baltimore Ravens are about to play. Obviously, the next 2 weeks are going to be tough versus the Houston Texans with a defense that's crazy, still good. And CJ Stroud, we seen him perform a little better last week, but hey, we're going to see what he can do. And then you go against the Rams. So if you can split, you find yourself in a decent situation, you will be 2-4. Go into the bye week, get as healthy as possible. You come out of the bye week, you play Chicago, Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland, the Jets, the Bengals before you got to see Pittsburgh. That is a nice stretch of games that are very, very winnable for a Baltimore Ravens team, and hopefully they can turn it around. We shall see, though. But it starts with Lamar Jackson. I need better body language from my star quarterback, bro. I need more leadership from my star quarterback, bro. You got to pick your teammates up, dog. You got to. It's all on you. It's all on you and your head coach. I ain't going to lie to you now. I ain't going to lie to you now. We got to call it how we see it, despite who we like or who we love around the league. If a guy's not playing well, we have to call it out. We got to keep it real, and we got to back it up with some good information, not only with the stats, but what our eyes are telling us. The eye test is a hell of a test. Now, if you just come out and just blab off buffoonery, that's your business. But that I'm not in that business. But hey, y'all let me know how y'all feeling about them. Do y'all believe that the Baltimore Ravens will not make the playoffs? I'm going to still give them a chance because the AFC North is not that good outside of Pittsburgh right now. So in Pittsburgh, they're getting ready to hit a tough stretch. So the Baltimore Ravens might still have a fighting chance. We shall see. But now let's talk about the Cleveland Browns and Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel. Can I call him Dillon? Dillon Gabriel. Now there's a rumor circling around the NFL world that Dillon Gabriel could be potentially starting this game on Sunday versus the Minnesota Vikings. And I'm going to say, it's time. It's time, Cleveland. Y'all deserve better. If you are a Cleveland Brown, listen to this. I feel for you, brother. I feel for you, my sister. I feel for you, my G. I feel for Cleveland Brown fans because Joe Flacco has been awful. He been atrocious. Not atrocious, atrocious. We ain't got to put the A on there. We just got to say the word as fast as possible because that's how bad he been. Atrocious. Joe Flacco has not been good at all. And that is messing up everything for the Cleveland Browns. Not even going to lie to you. Everything that they thought that they was going to do, they ain't doing it. Not even going to lie to y'all. The Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco need to be over with. They already been blown out twice by Baltimore and Detroit. They got an upset victory over Green Bay, which was good. But in every game they played, they have not scored over 17 points. They have not scored over 17 points in one game in a game this season, y'all. Joe Flacco, it's time to go. We got to get him out of there. Cleveland Browns. I came into this season and was like, okay, cool. I understand that you want to go out there and allow the young fellas to sit on the sideline and, learn, let the game slow down, all the cliche stuff. But I came up and eventually and was like, you gotta start one of the young guys. As of right now, Dillon Gabriel has shown a little bit more. In preseason, you take it with a grain of salt. Whether you still believe that Shedeur Sanders is better than Dillon Gabriel, that ain't the discussion right now. The discussion is play a young fella. I don't give a fuck who you play. But I know that it's most likely going to be Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel, play him. Play him. The number one reason why is Joe Flacco is hurting and wasting a good defense. He ain't got it no more. Just put him on the sideline. Let him be a good mentor. Let the young quarterback know what he's seeing from the sideline and try to be a good mentor for the rest of the season. And then you go ahead and announce your retirement. It's over. That's it. And then number 2 for the Cleveland Browns, you have 2 draft picks in the first round next season. You have to find out if you have a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, or a quarterback that you can give a little bit more time to on this roster right now. You don't take 2 quarterbacks and don't play them for a 40-year-old and not try to find out which quarterback gives you the best opportunity moving forward. So when you enter the draft in 2026, the Cleveland Browns, have an opportunity to use those draft capitals to potentially flip them for more capital or go and improve the team, because the offense, if you're keeping it real, it doesn't have the best quality of weapons. So you can very well use all those assets to improve your team without having to waste a draft pick on another quarterback. So Cleveland, it's time. Start Dillon Gabriel. Sit Joe Flacco. Figure out what Dillon Gabriel can give you. And Kevin Stefanski, bro, I know that the Vikings are coming up and you don't want Brian Flores to have an edge on how he wants to game plan. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's still going to blitz like a madman. So what are you waiting for? Name the quarterback, get him prepared and ready to go. That's it. That's it. Start Dillon Gabriel if that's what you want to do and move on. Joe Flacco ain't doing nothing for this team. I'm sorry. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing for this team. Help yourself. Give these Cleveland Brown fans something to cheer for. Maybe Dillon Gabriel might stick up the joint. But guess what? You got another one in a clip with Shedeur Sanders. That's it. Run them. What the hell we still holding on to it for? Run them. That's it. Run them. Not Joe Flacco no more. It's over with. It's over with for Joe Flacco. Move on. It's that simple. Hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central. If you enjoy talking football, talk the way we talk football, talk the way we love football over here, be Steve-O, go ahead and join the NFL Central family, man. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you always love football. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation